Cooking white rice can be a little bit tricky to some people, but with a few do's and don'ts, you get the hang of it. How about throwing in a few spices and veggies to make a special rice recipe? That is Spanish rice recipe, which is loaded with potatoes and carrots. So that is what we're going to be making today. So grab the ingredients and let's get cooking. You're going to prep up your fresh ingredients ahead. That is onion, garlic, carrot, potatoes, tomatoes, and coriander. I have soaked my rice for around 10 minutes and this is 1.5 cups. And soaking your rice is going to cook the rice evenly and give it a better texture. Now, we have several spices which you're going to find listed in the description box down below. So now we are going to get straight into cooking. For making your rice, always go for heavy bottom pot because the rice is going to cook perfectly. I'm going to add in some cooking oil. Wait for around 30 seconds. When your oil is ready, you're going to add in one medium onion. Saute for around a minute until the onion is translucent. Once your onion is nice and soft, you're going to add in your garlic. Saute for around 30 seconds until the kitchen is smelling incredible. Waiting for the garlic to cook for around 30 seconds is going to remove that raw garlic flavor that's not so good. And then it's going to turn out very flavorful after it's well cooked. Just watch out because garlic burns super fast. And once you catch that nice aroma, you're going to add in your carrots, tomatoes, add in 4 small potatoes that you have cut in half, tomato paste, we're going to be adding in some spices for seasoning, and I have half a teaspoon of paprika and garlic powder, a teaspoon of onion powder, and a quarter teaspoon of cumin powder and black pepper. One chicken stock cube. Stir in the seasoning and cook the potatoes and tomatoes together with the spices for around 3 to 4 minutes or until the potatoes are halfway cooked. Once you add your rice at this point, the potatoes are not going to cook through because the rice is going to get perfectly cooked and the potatoes are going to be raw on the inside. So you have to cook them for around 3 to 4 minutes at most. All this seasoning is going to add in so much flavor to our Spanish rice, which is loaded with lots of veggies, and it's going to be amazing and flavorful. So I'm going to drain water from my rice as the potatoes are cooking. This is after 3 minutes. So once you open the pot, you're going to notice a thin layer of cooking oil. That means that your tomatoes are cooked perfectly. So I'm going to stir just to make sure nothing is burning. Everything is so aromatic since we added in some cumin together with garlic powder. And you can substitute the paprika with smoked paprika, which is perfect for the recipe. You're going to check if the potatoes are cooked perfectly by checking the edges of the potatoes, not perfectly. You're going to check if the potatoes are cooked halfway by checking the edges. If they're not perfectly cooked, you're going to add in, if they're not halfway cooked, you're going to add in a splash of water. Cover and cook for an extra 1 to 2 minutes. If you want the outcome of your rice to be perfect, always go for the best quality of rice and always wash your rice, because once you fail to wash the rice, the starch is going to make the rice to clump together. Hence, you're going to have some lumpy rice, and you don't want that. This is after around 5 minutes. I'm going to add in my washed and drained rice into the pot. Stir and toast your rice for around a minute, and it's going to get a nice smoky flavor and absorb in all the spices. And also the rice is very delicate at this point, so don't stir in too much because the rice is going to break into small pieces. Once you add in all the right spices to your rice, the base is going to be very aromatic, so the rice is going to turn out incredible. So I'm going to add in some salt, 1.5 teaspoon of salt. Stir in as the rice is toasting. You're going to be cooking 1.5 cups of rice, so we're going to be adding in 3 cups of water. You can double or even triple the recipe to make more for your entire family, or if you have some guests over, this is the perfect rice because it needs minimal ingredients and it's very aromatic. So you're going to stir in the water. Once you notice that the water is absorbed, you're going to reduce the flames to low, cover. Then you're going to slowly simmer your rice for around 5 minutes. After 5 minutes, this is how your rice is going to be looking. It's nice and well cooked. The potatoes are also cooked. So you're going to put out the flames, garnish with some coriander. You're going to serve your rice in a nice bowl, and mine I'm going to be topping up with some delicious cabbage and carrot salad that has been chilling in the fridge, and it's quite flavorful. And if you want to learn how to make that recipe, you can check up here or in the description box down below. This is going to add in some veggie situation and also some crunch to the rice. And this is the outcome. As you can see, the plate is beautifully presented. The potatoes are well cooked and the rice is perfectly cooked. Hope you'll be giving this recipe a try.